Okay, guys, it's Mr. Modesto, and I am recording a description of what I want you guys to do with the stock market project. And I'm going to do this in two different parts because the project is really in two different parts. Um, I'm sorry for the poor technology. There are a couple screen grab and share websites that are available, and I tried them a lot of times, and they got real wonky for me. So what I'm doing is holding my phone up to my desktop screen, which is bigger for you guys to see, and this is how we're going to work through this. Okay, this is the project. It's been uploaded to you on Google Classroom already, but I told you that a video or two was coming, and there were going to be two videos that are coming to help explain this. So let's look through this, and I'm going to walk you through this. And before I do anything else, please realize that I understand that some of you guys don't know anything about stocks, don't know how to purchase stocks, don't know what stocks are. That's okay. I'm going to go through that, so you guys should be fine. Okay, so let's read through this. Assuming that you have $1,000 to invest, choose two companies that you wish to invest in. You could do more companies if you want, certainly, but you only need to do two to get credit for full credit for the project. So how do you know what companies you want to choose stock in? Well, there's a lot of different things that you could look at, guys. What type of food do you like to eat? What restaurants do you go to? What clothes do you wear? What sneakers do you wear? What car do you drive? What products do you like? Where do you work? Where do your parents work? It could be anything. And I'm going to show you how to find that in a little bit. So don't get tense about that. Okay, this is the length of the project right here. You will follow your stock for a 2 week period starting actually today, Monday, March 30th. And going to Friday, April 9th. But there's actually an addendum to that because I believe April 9th is Good Friday and the stock market is closed on Good Friday. So actually, it would be Monday, March 30th to Thursday, April 8th. Also, the stock market is closed on Saturdays and Sundays. So you would have a 5-day week this week and a 4-day week this week. 9 days worth of information to give me. The project is due Tuesday, April 21st, which is a big gap from April 9th. I did that because April 9th is supposed to be the last day of school before spring break. So I'm not going to have you guys work on spring break. I have it due the day after we get back from spring break so you guys get a little bit of a break. So what do you have to do with this? You're going to be responsible for the following. Keep track daily of the following information: the daily high, the daily low, and the closing price of each of your two company stocks. I'm going to show you how to do that, so don't worry, don't panic. It's very easy to find. Assuming that you bought the stocks on the low price the first day, which would be today, Monday, March 30th is the day that you're buying the stock. You only buy the stock once. You only sell the stock once. You're not buying and selling every day or multiple times a day. You buy the first day, you sell the last day, and you're going to buy on the low price the first day because you're not a fool. And if you buy anything, you're going to want to buy it at the lowest price possible. So why wouldn't you want to buy stock at the lowest price possible? The last day of the project, you're going to sell it at the highest price possible because you want the most money back as possible. So what do you do with this information? There's two different things you're doing with this information, and that's why this project is two parts. You're doing a paragraph for me. You're doing a paragraph for me right here, and you're doing a graph for me. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the paragraph. You're going to identify the name of the stocks that you purchased, the stock symbols, the reason why you chose the stock that you bought, your buying and selling prices of the stock, how many shares of each stock you're able to purchase, a small history of the company, and how much money you earned or lost over 2 weeks. It seems like a lot, but it's not. And I'm going to take you to the site where you're going to get most of that information. If you go to Yahoo Finance, here in a search bar, it'll allow you to search for the stocks and the companies that you're thinking about. And some companies that you guys are thinking about might not have stocks because they're private companies. Some will because they're public companies, which means they're sell stocks. So I'm going to give you two different examples. One's going to be a private company and one's a public company, so you know what you're looking for. Let's say that I like to go out and get burgers and I want to invest in a hamburger company. And I like Burger King, so I'm going to look up Burger King. This is not what we were looking for. And we could look right here and see that Burger King is a private company, which means it doesn't sell stocks. So sorry, Burger King, we can't use you. But we always have a backup plan. So, instead of Burger King, I'm going to travel down Amboy Avenue a little farther. I'm going to go to... Whoops, there's no 3 in Wendy's. I'm going to go to Wendy's. And look, there's Wendy's. This is exciting. And here's Wendy's Corporation, and we're getting live numbers. The market is still open right now as I'm doing this, so these are live numbers. You're going to see those numbers change periodically. I'm going to go back to the project for a second because there's a piece of information right here that you need for your project. So let's go back to this. And I'm asking you guys to tell me the stock symbols of the companies that you bought. So let's go back here. And right next to the company name is the stock symbol, WEN for Wendy's. Fantastic, I got it. So that's part of the information you need for your paragraph. Now, you don't have to look up this information every day. The daily high, the daily low, and closing price. No, you don't have to do that. You can do that once. You can do that twice. As long as you're doing it the last day, you're fine. So let's look up right here. This tab is important. Historical data. And what this gives me is the history of what this stock did every day as far back as I want, including the open price, which you don't need, the daily high, the daily low, and the closing price for the dates as far back as we want. So we're going to pretend that the stock market project started last week, and Monday last week was the 23rd. So let's find out what our buying price, which is the low price, would have been on Monday the 23rd. So I go to low, and I go to the 23rd, and I see that my buying price would be $10.02. I know for the project I need to be able to say how many shares of stock I was able to buy and what my buying price was. So we got to do a little bit of math here. I think I mentioned this before, but you don't buy and sell every day. You buy the first day, you sell the last day. So there's only one time you need to know what the low price is where you're doing the math, and one time where you need to know the high price to do the math. Everything else is just data you need to make a graph. So let us do the math, shall we? Now, because I'm giving you $1,000 and there's two different companies that you're going to invest in, why don't you divide that $1,000 into $500 for one company and $500 for another company? So basically, I'm going to invest $500 into Burger King and find out how many shares of stock I could buy. So it's $500. It's $500. I'm not showing you what I'm doing. What a terrible teacher I am. Divided by that low price of 10.02, which equals 49.9. Now you can't buy 0.9 or 0.8 or 0.7 anything. So when you're figuring out how many shares of stocks you're buying, just worry about what's on the left of the decimal point. You can't buy percentages of a share of stock. They have to be full shares of stock. So it's 49 shares of stock you're able to buy, which is something you have to tell me in the paragraph. But you also have to tell me how much money you spent. So Modesto, I got my 49 shares of stock. And I'm going to multiply that by the cost of the share, which was $10.02. $490.98 is how much money that I spent. So let's go back to the project for a second. Type a paragraph identifying the name of the stock that you purchased. I purchased Wendy's, the stock symbol, WEN. The reason why you chose the stocks that you chose. Well, I picked Wendy's because I like their burgers. They always taste good. They taste like they come off the grill. I love Dave Thomas, whatever the reason. Your buying and selling price. You don't know your selling price yet. You won't know that till the last day. But you know your buying price is $10.02. How many shares of each stock you were able to purchase? I was able to purchase 49 shares of stock. A small history of the company. Something you're going to have to Google on your own. And guys, I'm just looking for a few sentences with that, so don't panic. And how much money you earned or lost over the 2 weeks. That's why I had to do that math. I need to know how much money I actually spent. And I spent $490.98 on my first company. I'll have to do the same type of thing for the second company. And then when I have my selling price, the last day, I subtract this number from my selling price number. Again, it's still going to be 49 shares of stock for Burger King. That number's not going to change. Your amount of stocks is not going to change because you're not buying and selling constantly. You buy one day and sell one day. So I multiply 49 times whatever the high price is the last day. And then I subtract this number from whatever that number was, and hopefully it's a positive number and you made money. If it's a negative number, you lost money. And I don't care if you made money or you lost money. That's not what the project is about. It's about completing what I'm asking you to do. One last thing on this, guys. If you scroll down to the bottom, no Google, Apple, or Amazon stocks. No stocks that cost more than $75 a share. I want you guys to be able to buy multiple shares of stocks. That's why I have a cap of $75. Some stocks are very expensive, and you'll only buy one share, and that's no fun. I want you to buy lots and lots and lots of shares. So it's $75 a share. One last thing, there's going to be a classwork assignment associated with this, and only one, and it's going to be later in the week. I'm going to want you guys to tell me what your the names of your two stocks, what your buying price was, and how many shares of stock you're able to buy. That's it, guys. I will talk to you soon.